such an amazing night of pro wrestling, and I know Jay Briscoe looking down upon us in heaven, proud that that match was everything that we ever could have wanted and more. Just an amazing night all around.
I couldn't agree more. Everything about tonight was well done. Correct placement for the main event because you wasn't ready to make me cry and then make me watch more wrestling. It's not fair to me or anyone
Right.
else. um, but, it's good to make some humor out of the situation with everything that's been so sad. This was a great show with a lot of great moments and a banger next week. I was very excited about next week.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna talk about what the next step for Bryan Danielson is when it comes to his chase for the world championship, and that is going to be a banger in and of itself. But man, we got some great stuff to talk to everybody about tonight here on AEW Dynamite's post
Well,
show.
I'll borrow you later.
This is gonna be a good one, guys. So
I will.
strap in. We're ready to go. Reach for the sky, boys. That is exactly right, Lore. Um, I. This is just a great night. Just an absolutely great night, and we were here in Lexington, Kentucky, for tonight's show, and we started off the night with Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara taking on Absolute Ricky Starks and Action Andretti. And what I thought was a very, very well paced tag team match. Everybody in this matchup looked real good here. Really like the action, no pun intended, of Action Andretti. Ricky Starks is absolute, as always. Jericho, whether you like him or not, in this company, he does what he does to the best of his ability. And Sammy Guevara, whether you like him or not as well, he is phenomenal in
Extremely
that ring.
talented.
He's a
That's
talented dude.
undeniable.
So this match I felt was really good, top to bottom. Really good way to kick off the show.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of this match was done very well with Sammy, in my opinion, taking the heavier load, which is helping the story with Jericho being a loser. If that's still the story they're going with,
Basically, yeah.
yeah, under the mindset of some people, Chris didn't win, Sammy won, so I could still keep it going. Also, like how Ashton and Andretti did get pinned, but he didn't look bad.
Right.
So I think this could pay off into something nice. I personally would really like to see Daniel Garcia in Action and Andretti 1-on-1. Perhaps
Oh, for sure. For
Revolution.
sure. And I think we're going to get that. Perhaps Revolution. Okay. Okay. Um, I think we're going to get something going between Starks and Jericho at Revolution. Maybe. I honestly thought we possibly could have seen some sort of tag team match at Revolution with Andretti involved and everything like that. But, when it comes to Ricky and Jericho or Andretti and Jericho, I don't know what's going to happen at Revolution. But, this is going to be an incredible story heading into Revolution. And it'll culminate at that show. I just like every single one of these guys. They honestly really did. They did real well tonight, and like I said earlier, there were no bad points in this match. Everybody looked good, and even in the loss for Andretti and Starks, they didn't look bad in it. So you got to keep them strong one way, and that's exactly what happened when Garcia hit Andretti with the bat.
Yeah. That's why I think personally, if we're gonna do singles matches for Revolution with them, I want to see Starks and Jericho, and then do Andretti and Garcia. That way you could play off of those two, and then perhaps run into some dissension between the JAS because I think that group is starting to run its course and it needs some type of remix.
Right. Yeah, I can completely see where that is coming from as well. Yeah, I don't have any complaints there. That makes perfect sense. So we had obviously Jericho and Sammy Guevara won this match, but Jericho tagged out to Sammy and he hit a jumping knee. He picks at Andretti. Uh, he picks him up, but Andretti escapes and hits an enziguri. He hits the ropes, but Jericho stops him. Ricky sends Jericho into the ring post. Action Andretti then with a reverse Hurricane Rana or a Poison Rana, and follows up with the hanging neckbreaker cover and a very, very close 2 count by the referee. Starks hit a Rochambeau on the outside, which I did not expect. I saw that Rochambeau, I was like, holy shit.
I think that played nicely in the showing that Starks took
Yeah,
Jericho out entirely,
right.
and
Yeah,
Sammy had to pull it out.
for sure. Garcia hit Andretti with the baseball bat, and Sammy hit the GTH for the win. And that was it. I was honestly kind of wondering, all right, well, where the hell was
I like this hat.
Starks and all of that, huh? Like where the hell was Starks? You just hit a Rochambeau. You weren't taken out of the match. You hit your guy with a finisher. Why didn't you go save your guy, bro? Come on now. But in the end, Jericho and Sammy got the win, and we're good to go
When
heading
you're
into next week.
to defend my man, when you're that absolute, you get a little tired.
I guess so. I guess so. You gotta.
Got to come up with some reason. He really should have been there to break that up, but
So you're good to go. He really likes that hat. No, that's Jake Hager. That's Jake Hager. Jake Hager wasn't here tonight. But regardless, the
hopefully
hat.
he's training for a Bellator return. I want to see him back in the cage soon.
There you go. I've actually seen Hager in that cage. He ain't bad. He ain't bad.
All star wrestler.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I thought this Jericho, Sammy, Starks, and Andretti match was really good to kick off the show. I thought this was going to be a perfect opener. I was very happy that they didn't actually start off with the Briscoe match. I thought the Briscoe match is either going to begin or end the show. I'm very happy that it ended. Very happy. So,
because it gave us, I think, if it did start, it would have gave us an additional 2 hours to get ready for the tribute show, which is tonight, if I'm correct, at midnight. Yes, no.
what?
I said the tribute show's tonight at midnight, right?
Oh yeah, I saw it on their YouTube at 1 a.m. They might change it to 12. I don't know, but
yeah, because the screenshot I had seen in the group chat had said 12.
Oh, okay.
They might have moved it back. Who knows? Maybe they wanted to film a little something else for it.
I'll just go on there right now.
Some fucking random just added me to a group chat.
Ring of Honor premieres at 1 a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 a.m. That's good. It gives us 3 hours to prepare for the show.
Oh, and I'm watching that. That. Like, I'm staying up. Maybe it's midnight in that time zone. I did get that on Twitter. So.
Okay. Maybe
it's midnight on that time zone.
TJ sent it, didn't he?
I think I did, but
I don't know because we're in the same time zone. You're in Connecticut, right?
I got it from a tweet though.
So, okay. I got you.
So maybe that guy, whoever tweeted it, was in the 12-hour time, was in that time zone, and it airs at midnight.
Yeah, I didn't think to check my time zone. Slow.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm definitely watching that. We're gonna. I'll probably be covering it. Actually, I might make like a little bit of an extra tomorrow. As soon as I get home from work, talking about it. And
You could give the honorary Usti extra. I have all the time in the world tomorrow.
we'll talk. But yeah, this was a really good way to kick off the show, and there was no complaints at all.
Absolutely not. I really enjoyed this match. I wasn't really feeling it. I was feeling a little out of it. It's been a long week, to say the least. But this match kind of woke me up by the end. I felt like it was a good, shake off to everything that's been going on.
For sure. So then it was time to get sad as his phone drops again. We had the video package honoring Jay Briscoe. I legitimately cried. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm man enough to say it. I legitimately cried.
I held it together till we got to the match. When I seen both of those titles, and they said one half, I was like, God, hurts, pain. The package made me smile. I'll say that. The package made me smile.
It was a happy.
I was very happy watching it.
It was a happy crying for sure. This was tough, bro. This was just really tough.
It was. Like I said, I think I texted in the group chat. That was a hard episode to watch. Not because it was bad wrestling, but because it was coming. It was emotionally tough.
Right. Yeah, but honestly, very, very well done video package. Like, all kidding aside and everything like that, with like jokes of crying and all that.
Right. I feel like one thing I'll forever give AEW is that they understand the empathetic side of wrestling.
Yes.
Not many companies, when they do this, really understand that. A lot of companies just do the 10-belt salute, and I feel like that's great and it sends a great message. But I feel like the way AEW does it with the shows and letting everybody know, like, hey, we're going to celebrate this fully. It's very heartwarming to see these wrestlers are cared about that much.
And there is a shirt on the Ring of Honor shop right now that if you go buy, and I will 100% be buying that t-shirt, 100% of the proceeds will go to the Pugh family. And Tony Khan already made it crystal clear on any interviews that he has done ever since the passing of Jay, or basically anywhere that he is present, he is going to be helping out the Pugh family in any way that he can. Helping out Mark, helping out Jay's wife, the kids, everything involved. He is going to be helping out that family, and he's a stand-up guy at the end of the day. Absolutely. When it comes to that stuff, man. Like, there's nothing but respect for him.
Right, and especially because, like, it's one thing to lose a wrestler, right? But then you think that man was all about family. His 2 daughters are sitting in the hospital, and it's heartbreaking, but then to see all this, and they get to see this and see how many people cared about their father and how strong their uncle is over this entire thing. I feel like it's just great to see this moment for everyone involved.
Right. I mean, he did that with Brody's family, and obviously Brody was a very, very special case as well. Nobody even really knew what was happening up until the point of things, but he did that with Brody's family. He helped them along the way. He's going to do the same thing for the Pews, and just could not be more proud of Tony for just being that stand-up guy that he is. Just
absolutely. And also, I want to say this: all the wrestlers who have, done their part, said their piece, I feel like all of them are amazing as well, because the outpouring of support you get with moments like this. When I was younger, I wouldn't really see much of it, right? And we did lose a lot of people when we were younger, but you wouldn't really see this now. Being able to see this and how many people care, especially in comparison to like certain other passings for smaller wrestlers. This is special to see someone who didn't need to be on the biggest possible stage, not national television, still getting the recognition on the biggest stage possible because they deserved it.
100%. 100% agree. We then moved on to the TNT Championship. It says Open Challenge, but they basically announced They announced the challengers for every open challenge that they have for the TNT title. It was Buddy Matthews of the House of Black, and holy shit, was this a banger!
Yeah, yeah.
This was so good. We all know how good Darby Allin is, whether you like him or dislike him for anything that he's done outside the ring or what have you. But the fact of the matter is, this guy is fantastic in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Matthews, he is incredibly underutilized. I don't know what
Anybody in the fucking wrestling industry is thinking that man is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Buddy Matthews is completely underutilized, underrated. I know he's done some amazing stuff in WWE, as I've been told, and I know he has, but
but that doesn't equate to the fact that you can have some great matches, and I know exactly what you're talking about. You can have some great matches. That doesn't mean you're utilized correctly. So,
and this is no shot to you, Alex or Lewis. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like,
I wasn't gonna say names.
Listen, they know what I'm talking about here. This is no hate to you guys. I understand that he's had some amazing matches. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I just thought that, with everything going on, with the way that the House of Black definitely should be utilized, they definitely should be utilized in a way bigger of a capacity than what they are. And hopefully they will get that capacity when hopefully they go after the Trios Championships.
Which I do want to take some time because I want the Elite to have a decent title run actually showcasing, because the Elite are one of the few teams that can actually have a match.
For sure. I mean, of course, Buddy has had some amazing matches in WWE, right? But I know, and a lot of other people know, that he could have done a lot more than just being relegated to that cruiserweight division.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was really trying to get the message out of. Like, oh yeah, he's an amazing in-ring talent.
Right, and he did great so much more in the cruiserweight division, but he could be more.
Yeah, he could be so much more than that. That's what I was really trying to get out. Maybe, I mean, I feel like I worded it wrong, but
I feel like it was very well understood. Just some capacities don't understand certain things, and that's okay.
We're all good here. We love you guys like brothers. But in the end, Darby Allin does retain the TNT Championship, like everybody thought he was going to anyway. But in the loss, Buddy Matthews looked great. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will be a player in this company. It just might not be that time just yet, but he will be. And there's no doubt about that.
All things must take their time. I think Buddy Murphy, or Matthews, will have his time soon. It's just a matter of you want to time it right. And you want it to be in the right circumstances.
Yes. So, Darby sent Buddy into the ring and goes for a crossbody and follows up with a crucifix, but could not get the pin there. Both men exchange strikes. Buddy hits a buckle bomb and follows it with a stomp. Shout out to Seth Rollins. Cover for a very, very close 2 count. Buddy goes for the pump handle, but Darby escapes and hits the code red. Cover for a very, very close 2 count once again. Kicked out. He climbs the top rope, but is stopped by Buddy, who goes for a superplex, but was countered into a scorpion death drop and a kick out at the count of 2. Darby climbs to the top rope, hit a coffin drop for the win, and Darby retains the title. Very, very good match here. And Darby retains. Darby retained the title. After the match, Tony Schiavone goes into the ring to interview Darby. Joe is on the Titantron. He says he is the true king of television, and he is going to take everything from Darby. He will not be stopped by Darby, and says that he will be winning that TNT Championship next week. And winning that title, in Darby's case, was the greatest mistake he has ever made. Samoa Joe on the mic is just fantastic. And we're going to get a no-holds-barred match, from what I understand, next week on the show.
Not the red one, but the other one.
No.
What? No-holds-barred next week for the TNT title between Joe and Allin?
That's gonna be nuts because you know how Darby is. Take away the rules, this man want to act a fucking fool.
The dude got chucked down a flight of stairs during the pandemic era of AEW.
Yes, that's
He
still
has,
one of the
he has no
craziest
fear.
things that might have changed my brain chemistry right there. Because what? Man got thrown down a flight of stairs.
He has no
Willingly.
fear. No fear. Zeno Miedo. He should be a goddamn member of the Luchas. No, he shouldn't. He is not a Lucha guy at all. But you guys know what I mean. Zero fear. Zero
Miedo at all.
Dude, like, that's gonna be fantastic. Samoa Joe should not be losing, but there's no way Darby's losing that title next week.
No, I don't think I want Darby to lose the title next week either.
There's no way Darby should be losing, but there's no way you should be having Samoa Joe be losing either. So
no, so it should be. I think honestly, Darby could lose. I don't think it harms him too much to take a loss here. But also, I don't think it helps him either.
These TNT title reigns need they need to be longer. They need to be longer, and this TNT Championship needs an actual story to it.
Yeah.
There's no actual feuds for the TNT title anymore, which is not a good sign at all. And it hasn't been for quite some time.
Yeah. I feel like the TNT title really kind of did fall off when they put it on Wardlow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, maybe when they put it on Scorpio Sky. I know a lot of people were anti-Sammy Guevara as TNT champion, but he should have stayed champion longer.
The greatest TNT champion ever since, the guy lost it, and I'll say it right now, the championship has not felt like itself ever since. Right. And that is Miro.
That's a good point. Honestly, I feel like Sammy Guevara did a pretty good job with it. Especially with the Cody matches, and the Scorpio Sky matches were good. I think Sammy should have stayed champion a little bit longer.
After Miro and his 140-day reign as champion, we had Sammy Guevara held it for 84, Cody Rhodes who held it for 35, or 35. Sammy Guevara for 18.
Mm-hmm.
Then the titles basically got unified in that ladder match against Cody. So only 42 days. Scorpio Sky beat Sammy for only a 37-day reign. Sammy had a 3-day reign with it after that. Scorpio beat him for a 2-day reign. Wardlow no, sorry about that. Sammy held it for 12 days. Then Wardlow beat him for 70.
I will.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they would have
136. Yeah, it's been a complete mess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm putting it down right now.
It's been a complete mess, and we need to get this title back in shape.
Absolutely.
Because we should not be having championship reigns that are lasting
3 days.
Yeah. Come on now.
Personally, if they would have kept the title on Sammy, like he took it from Cody, kept it on Sammy, or not even, they shouldn't have put it on Cody. They would have kept it from when Sammy won it from Miro until he lost it to Wardlow. That would have been a really good run for Sammy.
Yeah.
And maybe it would have made Wardlow feel more important because beating Scorpio Sky, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yeah, Scorpio Sky, he could have done a lot more with that championship than 38 days.
But shit, he barely did 38 days.
But point is, this championship needs better, presentation than what it is. And hopefully Darby's going to be that guy. Hopefully Darby can get it back to that. But as of right now,
Yeah, I don't
we gotta
believe
wait
so.
and see.
I think we're suffering a little bit as of right now.
We then had a video package hyping up Adam Cole's return. And, this guy, under a new babyface-like persona, I'm going to absolutely love. I'm going to love it. If you do this right, if Tony Khan does the right thing,
which I think is good,
I want to see Adam Cole be the one to dethrone MJF when it's ready, when he's prime and ready to go.
Ooh.
Adam Cole and MJF.
Interesting choice. It's certainly an interesting choice.
I know Adam Cole and MJF would kill it in that ring.
I'm kind of feeling like, looking down the line, I'm kind of feeling like a Jungle Boy taking the title off of him.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like, given it's going to be a long time, he's champion, I feel like Jungle Boy would do really well with that opportunity. Let me turn this light on. Nope, wrong one. Nope. Okay. Sorry, I had to figure out how to turn this fucking light on. Oh no, the fucking steps wet. Forgot it was storming here. Sorry. Very unprofessional of me. Continue.
We are good. You were talking about possibly having Jungle Boy be the one to dethrone MJF when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I got no light.
I see button, but yeah, fuck it. At this point, y'all can hear my voice. You know what? Yeah, let's just. Y'all see it.
There you go.
So, I feel like it's gonna be a while till we get to 2024. MJF's probably gonna hold the title the entire time. You have plenty of time to build up someone like Jungle Boy to really take that spot, and I can feel it. I feel like Jungle Boy's the perfect guy. He's in my opinion, the exact opposite of MJF on the scale. MJF, the most diabolical heel in the company. You can't turn Jungle Boy heel ever, in my opinion. Like, he's just... He's Jungle Boy.
You don't ever want to see Hollywood Jack Perry?
No, bro. Like, he's Jungle Boy, bro. Like, come on now. You can't turn that man heel.
Hollywood Jack Perry, bro. Get that fro off of his head.
No, absolute, bro. If he ever cuts that hair, I'll stop watching.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking around. That would be terrible. That would be a terrible decision, honestly. But no, I definitely see where you're coming from now. Jungle Boy would be a great choice. I just think with Adam Cole, finally trying to get that world championship in AEW, because we all know he will be an AEW world champion. There's no way that Adam Cole will not be a world champ in this company. But I just think Adam Cole and MJF would do wonders for that world championship division. With Bryan Danielson being the first to go down, which I honestly think was a bad decision by Tony Khan. I think they really should have saved a Bryan Danielson type of feud, but he wants to put it all strong. He wants to do it strong.
Bryan should have been down the line.
But you know what? We're gonna be talking about, oh my gosh, he was gonna be the one to dethrone MJF. The man's not gonna be dethroned anytime soon. So we're just biding our time, but it's gonna be a great reign, and I can't wait to see what he does for it.
I can't wait either. It's gonna be very fun.
We then had Ethan Page and Matt Hardy taking on Jungle Hook. Speaking of Jungle Boy, I'm not gonna lie, and I may just be missing Jeff on the spot here. But when I heard Loaded tonight, obviously the Hardy Boy theme song, I jumped off my bed so quick because I thought Jeff Hardy was coming out for some reason. I thought that was
I
Jeff,
feel like
and
Jeff
I'm
will
like,
be back
holy
soon.
shit, he's back. And I'm like, oh, hi, Matt. I forgot this match is happening tonight.
With the amount of TV time that Matt Hardy's been getting, and with Isaiah Cassidy, one of two things is going to happen soon: he's coming back, or Mark Quinn will be back.
Oh yeah. I just thought when I heard Loaded, I'm like, holy shit, Jeff's back, and I'm hi, Matt. I forgot the match is happening.
I feel it too, bro.
I forgot the match is
I feel it too,
happening,
man.
but Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, Jungle Hook. Obviously Jungle Hook was gonna get the win here. But with Ethan Page, just this whole thing with Matt Hardy, Cassidy, Ethan Page, Stokely, this whole thing is still kind of going on, and honestly, I really don't care. I don't even know where it started, and honestly, it just needs to end.
Yeah.
Get these guys away from each other. We don't need this.
Honestly,
this is just a win for Jungle Hook at this point.
A lot of people, they get pretty upset about these Matt Hardy. Yeah, they get upset about these Matt Hardy situations with these.
You good?
And that's why Matt Hardy's stories without Jeff are always kind of weird. He's just there to play the undercard.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Ethan Page is a great talent, and I'm not trying to say anything less than that. I think Ethan Page is fantastic. And Matt, I mean, Matt's a legend in his business. We all know this, but the real money when it came to Jeff coming to AEW was them teaming together. Now, obviously, that can't happen for a little while at least, but it's
But I do understand. I feel, and this might hurt some hearts here. When Jeff comes back, I feel like they'll start their final 6 months to a year, and they'll both bow out at the exact same time.
Oh yeah. And there's no reason for them to continue going on much longer. I mean, they're a legendary tag team in the world of just professional wrestling as a whole. They were going to be AEW Tag Team Champions. They were going to be Tag Team Champions. Maybe they just get that one final run and just get it done.
Yeah. Put over a big team on the way out. It'll matter a lot.
Right. But yeah, Jungle Hook was able to get the win here. Page continues to attack Jungle Boy and target his arm. Page then tagged out. Matt continues to attack, and he tags out once again. Jack fights back, and he tags in Hook. Hook attacks Page with a clothesline. He hits a T-bone suplex, tags out. Matt tags in and hits a side effect on Jack Perry. He goes for a twist of fate, but Page asks to tag in. Matt then tags him in and goes for a twist of fate of his own, but Jack counters into a snare trap, and Matt distracted by Hook as Page is tapping out. And Jungle Hook picked up the win.
Hey, like you said, this was just going to be a Jungle Hook win.
Right. So the Acclaimed and the Gunns are in therapy now.
Oh, God.
This was very underwhelming. This was not
I am gonna
as
say very stronger things about this. This segment sucked ass.
yeah.
Like it was terrible.
Yeah, this was not good.
And
This was not
like
good.
I understand what they were going for. They failed. I don't think this should have a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, a part never. This should never happen again.
First
Whatever
of
the
all, you got the wrong therapist.
not even. I don't care about therapists. I feel like I got tired of Dr. Shelby anyway. You know.
You
Uh,
knew exactly where I was going.
I don't. I didn't want to see him back. They're kind of just like, oh, why we tried that line? That worked one time. But anyway, you know, to me, it was very bad.
Yeah.
It was very bad television. Don't ever, whatever you have planned for the Acclaimed and the Gunns. If you're gonna have the Gunns take the title off the Acclaimed, do it next week for fuck's sake. Or whatever you want to do it at Revolution. Probably look, just fucking do it. I don't care anymore. Like I want the Acclaimed title run to end well, but I don't feel like this story with the Gunns is going to be the right way to end it.
Oh no, for sure. I don't think the Guns are the right people to take it off the Acclaimed, even though I think the Guns are vastly, you know, they've grown on me. As much as people, like joke about the whole gun club and the whole ass boys and everything like that, like they've grown on me. They've actually been pretty decent in any kind of showcase that they have gotten into over the course of these last few months, and they've shown that they can actually hang with a lot of the tag teams here in this company. Um, you
Absolutely,
know,
but I still don't think they have like anything behind them to be champions right now.
oh yeah, no, and that's where I was going. Like, while they could, be, you know, a very good centerpiece for this division one day, that one day is not happening right now. It can't just happen right now. Now, in the end of this, I do think that while the Acclaimed are going to most likely retain their tag team titles against the Guns at Revolution, one way or another, Billy Gunn is going to go back to his boys.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn has to go back to his sons because at the end of the day, they need their father.
Like,
They're not going to be able to get
like I said,
over on their own.
like I
And
said
it's
before,
not
I'm sorry, I
it,
don't.
it- it's nothing against the Guns. It's nothing against Colton or Austin. That they just need their father.
Right.
That's
And
that.
I do believe I said at the start of this year when you asked me about horny wrestling, um give the Acclaim some time and this entire thing will simmer down.
Right.
Make sure you close that.
I got
Right?
you. Yeah.
Close lock and push the door and make sure it's locked.
I got you.
I want you those mutts. She's going in my face.
I got you, bro. Sorry, my grandmother.
No problem.
So I do, right? Shoot, boom, boom, boom. Like I said, I do feel like this story needs to end with Billy Gunn going back and Daddy Ass dying now.
Right. That,
Right. I don't think he'll be referred to as Daddy Ass anymore. I feel like that's great. You can kill the ass voice thing as well. Get the Guns looking more serious with Billy by their side. Shit. And that will also probably put an end to Scissor Me for a while.
they'll probably still do the whole scissor thing,
Yeah,
but they don't need the whole scissor me daddy ass thing. They've already gotten it way.
yeah, it's
They were over
insane.
without Billy Gunn to
Right.
begin with. He just, escalated that to even further heights.
Right. And this works to start bringing the Acclaim down a bit. Like, okay, now we're going to bring them to a point where here's your title ending feud. A great one. I would prefer an FTR, but, not probably not in the question. Maybe
Right.
a Top Flight would do great.
Top Flight would be an amazing story. They could be the Acclaimed of 2023 if both of them stay healthy.
Right. Or if Jeff is back, like we were just talking, him and Matt get their next title.
Yeah. Either way, I think, that this match is going to be good at Revolution. I just don't think it's going to be the Gunns' time just now. They will have their dues, and they will get their chance to prove what they can do in this tag team division. It just won't be right now. They're good, but they got to wait their turn for a little bit longer.
They got to simmer.
So they had their therapy session. Billy asked how all this, how they became like this. His sons accused him of them of treating like they're second. Anthony Bowens then calls them pieces of shit. He says that he couldn't control their jealousy after Billy gave them attention. He then says that they wouldn't have been champions. The Gunns say that they were supposed to be friends. Billy then says that he gets both points and says that his sons took the easy way out. He asked what they want, and they just said, "We want the titles." And then they left. This was just bad. Like, we understand you want the tag titles. We know that. But
Like
this is just bad.
God, terrible. Segment terrible. There's
this
no
was
way to
just
put it. The segment was hot doo-doo, buns, this entire fucking thing. This feud looking right now was buns, but like, I just want it to be over. I'm sorry. I'm tired of bad tag team wrestling. I get enough of it in WWE.
I was actually really looking forward to this too. They actually built this up pretty nicely, and then they do something like this.
It had the potential to be great. It did. It just, my God, it was so poorly executed. I hate being this negative, but fucking Christ, guy.
No, but here's the thing: like when WWE was in the type of a state where we always just had to be in that negative state. If I had to be negative about WWE, I'm gonna be negative about AEW. I'm not gonna be, sugarcoating anything when it comes to these reviews. If I don't like something, I'm gonna say it. And that's just what this is.
That's the whole point of doing I'm not gonna be here to be like, oh yeah, it was, it could have been better. No, the shit was hot ass, and AEW is my favorite company in the world right now.
It definitely could have been better, but they they just didn't want it to be.
It absolutely didn't. They fucked this all the way up. They said fuck this idea. They said fuck the execution of it. The production of it was kind of terrible. For thinking about, like, oh my God, Tony Khan. Like, I was vouching for you, saying this new year was gonna be new ways for you. You was gonna get back on track. We was ready to see some fire ass Dynamite. Don't make me put you on fraud watch. Don't make me put you on fraud watch.
You've been doing so good since the beginning of the year, bro. We got you. We support you in all of this, but this is not it.
Not at all, bro. You fucking up.
Oh, one thing that AEW isn't fucking up on though is this Hangman and John Moxley story. This has been fantastic through and through. They took a real life situation with Hangman getting a concussion, turned it into a story, and it has been absolute gold from beginning to end. And we're gonna get 3 next week. We're gonna get their 3rd match next week, and it is gonna be absolutely insane. Hangman showed up for a backstage interview with Renee, and he looks to knock his ass out in Ohio, where it all started with Moxley. He then says that he wants to do the impossible by knocking Moxley out. Wheeler, Yuta, then interrupts him and challenges him to a match on Rampage. Hangman says that he will see Yuta on Friday. From what I've been, understanding, Rampage has been trying to amp it up a little bit when it comes to the actual talent that is being featured on that show.
Absolutely. I like all around, he was balancing out their usage because Britt Baker was on Dark this week.
I saw that
Right,
on
and
the ticker at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, Britt Baker on Dark? What the hell is that about? And
then
they're trying to step up
and
their
it played
game.
into the story. They played into the story. She's like, oh, she got injured in her dark match, but then she came out at the end of the women's match. You know,
Oh, we'll
that
get to that.
is
Yeah.
using all your shows. Like, that is very well done by AEW, and I'll give them that. People would talk about Dark's irrelevant. They just played their biggest women's story into AEW Dark.
Yeah. But that's what AEW should have been doing it with all along. You should bleed it into Dark. You should bleed it into AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage at the start was said to be an extension of Dynamite. You should have let it be that. Get it to that point. Get it to where it needs to be
Right.
in 2023. And I'm telling you, people will be gravitating towards Rampage a lot more often. Just got to get it to that space.
Yeah, I agree.
We then had Brian Cage versus Bryan Danielson, the Battle of the Bryans, so to speak. I saw that all over Twitter today. This was fantastic. Brian Cage, he was on a goddamn mission. He had a mission about him to break the arm of Bryan Danielson. That was the bounty that MJF put upon Brian Cage to do to Bryan Danielson so he could not make it to Revolution. And I have to say, when we get to the part of Brian being in the medical locker room with Dr. Sampson, he's not going to give a shit if he had his arm broken or not. He was going to wrestle anyway. But this match from top to bottom was good. Cage looked fantastic. And Bryan Danielson's comeback story in this match was that much better. This Bryan Danielson is exactly what I want to see.
Not even, and I feel like it's so amazing that they ran into the arm. They drilled the arm so much in this match for next week to be Timothy Thatcher, whose finisher is a fucking armbar.
Fujiwara armbar, baby. Yep.
One of the best technical wrestlers in the world, very technical in his style. It's going, and that's gonna be a great test for that arm. Going to weaken it, and the story's gonna be so juicy. I liked where this is going.
Every match that Bryan has had up until this point to try to get to that number one spot for the contendership to get to MJF has been nothing short of phenomenal. You had a banger with Takeshita. This match tonight with Brian Cage. So many good matches, and there's going to be so many more matches to come when it comes to this on his road to becoming number one contender. We got next week against Timothy Thatcher, and we will have one more on February 8th. Dude, give it to me. Give me MJF and Bryan Danielson heading into Revolution, bro. It is going to be
absolutely
nothing short of phenomenal. So Danielson goes for a moonsault, but is caught with a shoulder breaker by Cage. He then hits a suplex on Danielson, and then he goes for a German suplex. Cage sits Bryan on the second turnbuckle and goes for a power bomb, but Bryan fights back. He hits a dropkick onto Cage and Danielson with a superplex. Bryan then does the yes kicks cover for a 2 count. Bryan then hits a with some stomps onto Cage and he counters and lifts him up, but Bryan goes back to the ankle lock and hits a German suplex. Danielson then goes for a Busaiku knee, but got caught into a buckle bomb. He goes for it again, and he rolled up Cage for the win, and Bryan Danielson gets the pinfall victory. Following the match, Cage attacks him and plants him onto the mat. MJF then comes out with the World Championship. He takes a chair from the timekeeper's area and tells Cage to wrap his arm in the chair. And they sent Bryan Danielson into the ring post with the arm locked in the chair. He then sends Bryan back into the ring. MJF attacked Bryan Danielson. Cage places the chair around the arm again. And while MJF was about to stomp on the chair, Konosuke Takeshita comes out and attacks Brian Cage with a jumping knee, and they fled the ring as Takeshita helped Brian after their bang of a matchup last week. So Takeshita, he saved Brian for the time being, but the damage could have already been done heading into next week's match against Timothy Thatcher.
Absolutely. And this is going to be a very good story going forward.
Yes. So Renee Paquette is backstage with Dr. Sampson after the commercial break to get some kind of medical update for Bryan Danielson. And it looks like he has some type of a separated shoulder injury. Bryan says that no one can stop him from wrestling. He says MJF is afraid because he will expose him in their match. This type of Bryan Danielson is what I want to see. And angry Bryan Danielson is the best Bryan Danielson. This is just going to be great. God dang it, I love storytelling in professional wrestling. We then had Toni Storm taking on Ruby Soho in the lone women's match of the night tonight. This match was a lot... I'm not going to say a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought this match was going to be good, but I did not think it was going to be in, just the way that it kind of went down, especially with the finish that went down. Britt Baker came out. He was actually supposed to be in this match. There was supposed to actually be a triple threat match with Britt involved, but Britt was hurt in her match on Dark and could not compete. But that does not mean that she could not be out there. She helped. It says Toni Storm did not win this match. Ruby did, right?
Yeah.
God dang these notes. These notes have the wrong person winning this match. Ruby Soho picked up the win with the No Future and got the win. But with the help of Britt Baker. What does Britt Baker having to help Ruby Soho win this match? Like, what does this entail? Like, I got no idea what they're even setting up here for.
Ideally, I would think maybe we're going for Britt tries to use Ruby and then she ends up joining Saraya. Or, maybe we'll just see Ruby Soho side with Britt. Maybe Britt's going babyface. Maybe Ruby Soho's... Wait, no, because Saraya's a heel. What would it matter?
Yeah, Saraya's a heel now with Tony. So, I mean, Britt helping the babyface Soho out does make it kind of seem that Britt's going babyface, but I mean, Britt's just a way better heel.
Yeah, maybe it is heel versus heel, and the argument is of just philosophy, because Saraya thinks she can come in and run shit. Britt wants to represent the homegrown stars.
And Excalibur was saying, how the homegrown helped another homegrown talent. And Toni Storm's not homegrown, or Ruby Soho's not even homegrown in AEW. She came here from WWE. So I don't know where they're going with this when it comes to homegrown versus the talent that came over here. Because honestly, it's all mixed over. It's all over the place with this. Why they got to set things together? Because right now it just seems like all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
But either way, Soho climbed to the top rope for a dive, but she misses. Soho kicks Storm in the face, and as Soho is distracted, Storm attacks her with the running hip attack, the sweet cheek music, and that is exactly what she does call it. That's legitimately what the move is called. I'm not trying to, be having some kind of sexual innuendo. That is legitimately what she does call it. The sweet cheek music in the corner. And she hits a tornado DDT from the second rope for a very, very close 2 count. Britt Baker's theme song hits, and Soho hit the Destination Unknown for the win. And we're good to go.
Which I forgot was her finisher.
Huh?
Which I forgot was her finisher.
The Destination Unknown or the Sweet Cheek?
No, the Destination Unknown.
I love that she calls that the Sweet Cheek music. It's just insane.
It's a great name.
Because she's playing up to the fact, bro. She knows what we know.
I mean, she got the page. She get her money.
There you go. MJF is backstage and he apologizes that he's talking to them in some kind of dark enclosure, but he mocks Takeshita. He says he is very talented, but he is not smart. He asks Takeshita to stay out of his business. He says to Bryan that he is going to keep on marching towards their match. He says that the AEW World title is his reason to get out of bed every single day. He says that Bryan has enough, but he needs to take away from. He then says that bad things will happen to people that mess with him. And he says, listen, you got Timothy Thatcher next week, so be prepared. We're good to go. What's up, Scooby? Bryan Danielson, Timothy Thatcher. Like Zay said, it's going to be a war. Can't wait for that. All good storytelling when it comes to that arc. Main event time, baby. Let's get it going. Mark Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. I'm glad they actually were able to use that and got like that tie-in for them. That looked fantastic in that new stage setup for AEW. Loved it.
It really did, yes.
Mark Briscoe came out with both tag team titles. When Loft sent that in the group chat, I was kind of preparing myself because I'm like, I didn't even think about that. I'm preparing myself, but I'm still gonna get emotional, and I did. But yeah, he held 2 of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, and he threw one. I don't even know if it was out of like excitement, but he threw it, and I'm like, oh shoot, he actually threw the title down. I'm like, oh wait, it landed in the ring, and I'm like, wait, that's just Mark being Bark. So
he did it so fast. Like it was so fast. Like I seen it go up. I was like, did he throw that bitch in the sky? He's gonna catch it? Where is it?
I'm just lucky it landed in the ring instead of, in the crowd somewhere or just, just dropping in front of him.
Or on his head.
Or on his head, yeah. Knocking his ass out on his own. Just crazy. But Mark, this was legitimately the first time ever that the Briscoes, to my knowledge at least, was on a local television program.
National.
yeah, national, I should say, not even local, but yeah, this was just an insane thing. I know Tony Khan fought tooth and nail with Warner Media to get this to happen. And we appreciate that, Tony, more than you can ever know. Especially to the fans of just the Briscoes in general, like we appreciate that because the fact that it actually took this point to get them to where we got it tonight. It sucks that it had to come to this point, with a brother passing, but at the end of the day, this was everything that we ever could have wanted and more.
It was great. It showcased Mark's skills as a single star well, and it was a great tribute to Jay. And sorry, it's trying to keep it a little more calm.
Yeah.
But it's very very well done. Just very well done. Beautiful, even.
And this is exactly what Jay would have wanted too, because near the end of this thing, it got freaking chaotic as all hell, and I love that. We got a goddamn elbow through the table, which I did not expect that table to. That table actually did break, which I'm very happy about, mainly because of the fact that usually AEW tables don't give a shit. and this one, they said, listen, we're going to have to make this table break one way or another, so get it done. And they did. Just incredible stuff from here on out. I'm very happy for both Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe for keeping their composure in this very emotional time, because at the beginning of the match, we saw Jay Lethal basically crying in that ring.
He was struggling.
Yeah, and they got it through.
That music hit, you could see in his face he was hurting.
Yeah. He was indeed wearing the new Briscoe shirt. So, like I said earlier, you go onto the Ring of Honor shop, you get that shirt. All the proceeds that you get from that shirt will go towards the family of the Pews. So, I'm definitely getting it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I already got a shirt of the Briscoes coming in soon. And this one I'm getting again. There's no way about it.
It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So, we had, where should I start this off? So, Lethal, he hit a lethal combination cover for a very close 2 count. Lethal with an enziguri, and then plants Mark. Lethal hit a lethal injection, which I'm like, holy shit. But Mark rolling out of the ring, doing the dang thing. Good stuff there by Mark Briscoe. Very, very happy that they got Ian and Caprice doing the commentary as well.
Right. I remember earlier today when we were on Twitch with TJ, I had mentioned, I was like, it'd be really nice if Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman called the match.
Yes.
And when I seen that out there, I was like, yes, that's amazing. Same thought process. It's beautiful.
So they said, well, listen, we all know that Jay may have been the older brother, but Mark, he was the strategist of that tag team. He was the one that got those two, focused and together, and that is why they were 13-time World Tag Team Champions over there in Ring of Honor. We got things going. Lethal put Briscoe onto the timekeeper's table, but when he climbs to the top rope, he is stopped, and Briscoe hit a blockbuster. He then sent Lethal into the table, climbed up the top rope, and hit a diving elbow to Lethal through the table. He sent Lethal back into the ring, covers for a 2 count. Lethal then goes for the lethal injection once again, but gets caught by a lariat. He then hit another lariat, does Mark, and then he hit the move that made Jay famous, the Jay Driller, and got the win. 1, 2, 3. And Mark Briscoe picked up the win his AEW Dynamite debut, as obviously he should. There was no way Mark was going to lose this thing.
Absolutely not.
On your way out, you're good to go, brother.
But it was very well done. And I feel like, from when Jay Lethal came out, you knew this was going to be emotional.
Yeah.
And you could see it in his face when Mark came out, high spirits, happy, doing his best, working his ass off on national television, because this was an opportunity of a lifetime, regardless of what the situation was. And that was... my fucking dog, hold up.
Scooby getting in trouble.
Fuck. Get on my headphones, nigga. Get the ass on the couch. Damn it. Anyway. Ow. Fuck, hit my head on the gate. Anyway, so, yeah. That's what I was saying. You knew this was going to be emotional. You knew it was going to be very heartwarming. Get Mark's strength and positive endurance through this all was something I deeply admire as a man and just as a wrestling fan. Because, yes, you could see with Jay what the one side of this situation is: heartbroken, hurt, and just distraught throughout. Like, I don't think he stopped crying the entire match.
Right.
And then you see Mark, strong-willed, just doing this because he knows it's what his brother would have wanted, was something you can't replicate. It's one of those things that
Sure.
you're either made of that shit or you're not. And it was beautiful to see.
Could not have said it better myself. After match, obviously, Mark, he went to that ringside camera. He talked to the parents of Jay. Talked to Jay's wife and his kids. Just basically telling them to stay strong. We're all here for you. I'm here for you. In the words of Mark. And then they went up to the top of the ramp. Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe. Shit. I actually surprised I didn't, do that earlier. Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, they obviously embraced after the match. They walked up the ramp together and were joined by the entirety of the locker room that was there that night. And everybody was embracing. Tony Khan embraced Mark. And Mark Briscoe was the final thing you saw with both worlds tag titles in the air with the graphic of Jay Briscoe and the years from his birthday to now.
For me, I feel like one of those things that I want to give a mention to, because it was, again, signifying what I was talking about earlier. Mark walks up to the camera, says, talks to his parents, talks to his brother's widow and his nieces, telling them to be strong. And in simple terms, he just says, "I love you, boy. I love you." Walks away.
Right.
That was simple terms, said a lot. Facial expressions said the rest. It was one of the few moments where I truly was like, that's heartbreak. It hurt. That hurt me deeply. And even thinking about it, I'm not going to well up or anything because I'm a big, strong boy, whatever. but
but you was saying something so simple as that.
It
tugs at you.
And for it to speak every word you could possibly want to say. In theory, that is the beauty of the emotion love.
Right. Yeah. And Ian and Caprice, they were basically going through it the entirety of the match. Like, listen, we said this, when we were talking about Jay Briscoe's passing before in other episodes of the show. If you have somebody that you're holding a grudge with, or any family members that you have not talked to, or friends that you have not talked to,
Let
put
that
that
shit the
shit
fuck
fucking
go.
put that shit aside. Call them. Tell them you love them, because you legitimately have no idea when this shit's gonna end.
Like,
Let it go.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You're
Let
good
that
to go.
shit the fuck go, bro. Let it go. Don't sit here and be mad at somebody who you're supposed to care about over the dumbest shit possible in the world. It's not worth it in any regard. Because when that final bell tolls, I sound like the fucking Undertaker.
No, but you're right. When
When that
that final
final
thing
bell
rings,
tolls, you're not. All that anger is meaningless. It don't mean shit.
yeah.
Because
So
you're still gonna be there in all black, wishing you had the words to say more.
yeah. So I mean, it's we're all here for the Pew family. We're all here for the Briscoes, but in the end, it was just a very, very phenomenal, phenomenal episode of Dynamite tonight. There were some down parts of the show, but listen, not not every wrestling show is great or perfect, but this was no complaints when it came to most of the show tonight, and it's just a very, very good episode of the show tonight. Now,
Hmm.
I I highly doubt that we're going to be seeing Mark as a regular here on Dynamite. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it was going to be ever going to that far. Uh,
But we'll,
Come
I
on,
do expect,
Mark Briscoe,
we'll see some
he
more.
did amazing. Yeah, I mean, he did amazing tonight. You can't just do this one time and done type bullshit. Like, I
Whether it's
understand.
Rampage or like just a few
Go ahead.
special appearances. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. No, I basically it was going to go on to the lines of that. Like, even if it has to be special appearances, like that's fine, because like I'm not condoning what Jay did almost or basically nearly a decade ago when it came to his comments about what what he said. I'm not condoning that, but he also apologized, and he became a better man for it, not only for himself, but for his family and his daughters and basically the entire community. Mark
There's
shouldn't be blacklisted for that, just the same.
there's a requirement for accountability, but accountability from others is meaningless when you don't hold accountability for yourself. Jay was a different type of man that held that accountability for himself, as well as taking the accountability as others, and made
Right.
himself a more rounded human being because of it. And there's many indictments from the people of the community he spoke on saying the same.
Yeah. That overall, this was just an incredible showing. Glad that Mark Briscoe was able to show what the Briscoes are all about, and that's what it was all for in the end. We miss you, Jay, but you'll never be forgotten.
Absolutely not.
That's it, guys. That's it for tonight's AEW Dynamite post show right here on OTB. If you guys like what you heard tonight, make sure to hit that like button. Turn on the bell for all notifications as you hit that subscribe button, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hope you guys enjoyed this show tonight. Go follow all the TikToks down in the description below. Go get the merch at Teespring, the official home of OTB and its merchandise. And if Zay doesn't have anything else to say before we're out of here, we're good to go.
Firstly, go buy my merchandise. Link tree in my TikTok bio. Once at first foremost, of course, also go buy OTB's merchandise. Link probably in the description.
Yep.
You know, spam the comments and the chat with you want Phil to let me do the extra for the Briscoe thing. And yeah, to start before time for a OTB contract.
All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe, guys, and we will talk soon.